In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do prime factorization. For example, we have this number 112 and we are going to do prime factorization for this 112. What does it mean by that? It means we are going to break this 112 into prime numbers. And so let's do it. So this is how you do it. So we're going to break this into two. You have to find two numbers such that if you times these two numbers, it is 112. In short, we're going to find two factors. So any factor of 112. So let's say we'll have 2 times 56. That's 112. But you can choose other factors aside for 2 and 56 as long as if you multiply them, it's 112. Now 2 is a prime number, so that's why I colored it with red, because we don't have to do anything with that. It's already prime, while 56 is still composite. And so we're going to break it into 2. So we'll have 2 times 28, that is 56. And then 2 is already prime, and we're going to do something with 28. We can separate it into 2 and 14, because 2 times 14 is 28. Now 14 is not yet prime, so let's continue with 14. We can break it into 2. We have 2 and 7, where 7 is already prime. And so we have these numbers 2, 2, 2, 2, and 7. So there are 4 2's and 7. So the prime numbers for 112 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. So this is the form of 112 in prime numbers. Now another example, we have 75. So we'll use prime factorization to break down this 75 into prime numbers so that it becomes a product of prime numbers. So we'll separate it into 2. Now we can choose either 3 times 25, that's 75, or it can be 5 times 15. So I'll just choose 5 times 15. So 5 times 15. But choosing 3 times 25 will still will have the same result in the end. So you don't have to worry on which pair you're going to use, because it's gonna be the same answer in the end, as long as you don't do some mistakes in multiplying numbers. And so we're gonna separate 15 because 5 is already prime. So 15 can be separated into 3 times 5, where 3 and 5 are already prime numbers. And so the final answer for this is 3 times 5 times 5. So you can actually interchange the numbers. It's going to be the same, but it is still better to arrange it in order from smallest to biggest. Another one, we have the number 60, and we want to separate it. Now you can separate it into 15 times 4, or it can be 12 times 5. So in either pairs, it's going to be the same result. So I'll just choose 15 and 4. So let's separate 15 into 2. Then we can have 3 times 5. And also 4 separated, it's going to be 2 and 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Of course, you will not choose 4 times 1 because 1 is unnecessary to put, because it's obvious that 1 times any number is um, itself, and 1 is not also a prime number. It's not also a composite, so 1 is not included here. And so let's put the answer. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So I arrange it in order, and that's the final answer. Now how about this? Let's try some bigger number. We have 770. So how are we going to separate this into 2? You can actually divide this by 2 because it ends with 0, so it's even. That means it's divisible by 2. But since it ends with 0, then well, it's better to separate it by 10, because any number that ends with 0 is always divisible by 10. So we can separate the 10 and the 77. because that's automatic. 77 times 10 is 770. It's because you just put the 0 at the right of 77. That's the mental solving when it is a multiple of 10. And then we can separate 10 into 2 and 5. 2 times 5 is 10. How about 77? It will be 7 times 11. So 711. And so the result will be 2 times 5 times 7 times 11. The product of that should be 770. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have learned from this video. Please support my channel by pressing the subscribe button. And also, write the math topics you want to learn in the comment section.